Hello and welcome. My name's Sam Kingsley and I'm the head of STEM education here at the Brainary. This is our first unboxing and walkthrough video for the KUBO robot platform, which is this lovely robot here. What we'll be doing today is opening it up and showing you how KUBO works, and also having a look at the next steps after our KUBO Core Set, which is the one that I've got on the desk with me today. Okay, it's time to unbox the KUBO Coding Core Set. So let's flip open the lid. Now what we've got first of all is 4 puzzle pieces that clip together to form our map. So the map is where we start to program KUBO to drive around and interact, and it gives us a bit of context for KUBO to run our algorithms within. So I'll just take out our 4 pieces, and as I do, you can start to see parts of the map and how they clip together. We'll have a bit of a closer look at this in a moment. So we've just had a tile run away there, but what we've got now is we've got our charging cable, we've got our KUBO body and our KUBO head. So these will clip together to turn KUBO on, and once we do that, KUBO is ready to be programmed. Now the next thing is how we actually program KUBO. So to program KUBO, we've got our what's called tag tiles. So these are all tag tiles in here, and they'll all do different things. So the first one here is our moving forward. So when KUBO reads that and drives over it, KUBO knows to move forward 1 space. Then we've got our directional, so left and right. When KUBO drives over those, it knows to turn left or turn right and move forward as well. When we clip those together in a sequence, we then start to create our first algorithm, and in that way we're creating a route for KUBO to follow. The next tag tiles that we've got in here are our function tag tiles. So we use these to create a function and save that and then play it so that KUBO can learn to run a function for us. And the last tag tiles we've got here are our numbers and our loop. So we use the numbers and the loop together to express our functions, our instructions, our algorithms in different ways. So it may be more efficient to use a repeat or a loop to have KUBO repeating something. So that's our parts and components that come with the KUBO Coding Core Set. Next we'll show you how to build a basic route function, and then we'll look at the expansion packs that we have that we can then make the algorithms and computational thinking concepts we're engaging with more complex. It's time to have a look at our map that comes with our KUBO Core Set. So what I've got in front of me here are 4 puzzle pieces that join together. You can see the joins there. They give us our map for KUBO. So what you'll first notice is we've got a grid overlaid on top of our map, and each of our tiles match up into the size of those grids. So it's designed to be used with our tag tiles and KUBO here together and match up in the sizing and shapes. What we also have is we have coordinates running on the grid as well that we can use within our lesson plans as well. So what I'll do to get started is just give you an idea around how we use our map together with our KUBO. So I'm going to build a quick route from the bakery here over to the sandpit, crossing our road at the same time. So we start off by putting down some forward movement blocks, tiles, and then I'm going to get KUBO to make some turns. And then I'm going to pop another forward tile down, and last but not least, I'll put another turn tile down. So we'll pop KUBO on top, and KUBO is reading each of those tiles and following along. Nicely done, KUBO. And that's how we start to build routes and start to use our KUBO map here with our KUBO. So let's program KUBO to move around our table here. So I've put KUBO's head on, and you can see the blue light which means KUBO is ready to go. So I'll pop KUBO back up. I've got a couple of tag tiles here ready to go. So what we'll do is just build a very small route for KUBO to follow. So I'm putting some forward tiles, I'm putting a turn in there, and then I'll put another forward tile in there, and finally we'll have a left-hand turn there. So what we're going to do is place KUBO over the top, and once I do that we should hear a little beep and KUBO will start rolling over the top. Just like that, we've created our very first algorithm and route for KUBO to follow and execute for us. So that's the first step with KUBO. Next we'll have a look at turning this into a function. So what I've got here is a function written out that matches up with our route here. The only difference here is that it's written in sequential order and it doesn't mirror the actual movements that KUBO will follow. So we're a little bit more abstract in how we're expressing this function or this algorithm. So what I'm going to do now is pop KUBO on top of our record tile, and you can see KUBO's gone purple and it's just rolling over each of these and saving in each of those tiles in a sequential order. So we've recorded those in. And what we'll do next is I've got my play tile here. So I'm going to place KUBO on top and KUBO should go forward, turn right, go forward, and then turn left and move forward. Perfect. So we've taken our route, our algorithm here, and we've turned that into a function that is now activated and played by our tile here. So we've gone from a route to a function, and then we can start to make that more complex depending on what we want KUBO to do. And that's where we bring our map in and also our loops. Now that we've had a look at the core set, we're going to have a look at our next steps with KUBO. Alongside the tactiles that we have with the core set, we have two expansion kits that I've got on the desk with me. The first is Coding Plus. And this is a set of additional tag tiles that we can combine with the core set and allows us to start working with more complex concepts around programming and computational thinking. In the Coding Plus, we start looking at time, speed, and we also look at distance in different ways of expressing multiple movements for KUBO in a straight line. And we can also look at getting KUBO to go backwards. Once we've mastered Coding Plus, we then move over to Coding Plus Plus. Now, the important thing to note with Plus and Plus Plus is we use them in conjunction with the core set. So with our Plus Plus here, we've got additional tiles that allow us to give KUBO conditional statements. So that we're looking at if and else statements. We look at building variables, so assigning value to something for KUBO, and then we've also got a little bit of maths around speed and angles, and last but not least, we start to look at random events as well. So we're getting probability involved in our coding here. So there's quite a lot that we can do with KUBO, and it builds really nicely step by step to work through the basics, and as we're ready we can master more complex concepts around robotics and computational thinking. And that's one of the reasons why we love the KUBO platform, and it's really a wonderful tool for the classroom and for libraries.